Good morning, Cougars! Well, this month is National Hispanic Heritage Month. So in celebration of that, we are gonna listen to a story about Hispanic Heritage Month. We're also gonna watch a video and learn a little bit of the culture. I hope you have a great day and I hope you enjoy it.
I'm Miss Trahan's daughter, and today I'm going to read you the story of Ferdinand by Monroe Leaf and drawings by Robert Lawson. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. But not Ferdinand. He liked to just sit quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in its shade all day and smell the flowers. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. "Why don't you go and run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head?" she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. "I like it better here where I can just sit quietly and smell the flowers." His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bullfights in Madrid. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. All the other bulls ran around snorting and butting, leaping and jumping, so the men would think that they were very, very strong and fierce and pick them. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick them, and he didn't care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree to sit down. He didn't look where he was sitting. Instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him. And that's just what the bee did to Ferdinand. Wow, did it hurt. Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting, butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. The 5 men saw him and they shouted with joy. He was the largest and fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bullfights in Madrid. So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. What a day it was! Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. There was a parade into the bull ring. First came the bandoleros, with long sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick the bull and make him mad. Next came the picadores, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick the bull and make him madder. Then came the matador, the proudest of them all. He thought he was very handsome. He bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword, and he was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Then came the bull. And do you know who that was, don't you? Ferdinand. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the bandoleros were afraid of him, and the picadores were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely, and butt and snort and stick his horns around. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the lovely lady's hair and just sat down quietly and smelled. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. And the bandoleros were mad and the picadores were madder. And the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off with his cape and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. And for all I know, he is sitting there still, under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly. He is very happy. The end. I hope you enjoyed the story of Ferdinand.
Welcome to Spain. This week, we're going to take a viaje, a trip to España. Do you know any facts about España? Do you know what the capital of Spain is? Do you know where Spain is located? Spain has 3 traditional important customs: fiestas, flamenco dancing, and bullfighting.
This is a 5-year-old girl in Spain that's doing flamenco dancing. If you watch her steps, they're amazing. Learning how to flamenco dance is very hard, and it takes a lot of passion and determination, and she is very good at it. This is a video of a 9-year-old boy who's a bullfighter. He is in the 4th grade. His dad said that he's always been fascinated by bulls, and he was excited to be a bullfighter that day. At the end of the video, you'll see that he was crying, and one of the reporters asked him why he was crying, if he was hurt, and he said no. This was just a very emotional day for me, and I was so happy.
Y golpe o no golpe, había que salir por todo.
¿Qué más te gustó de lo que le dijiste al toro?
Pues la verdad, pues, ¿qué te puedo decir?
Todo.
Pues todo.
Oye,
Sí.
¿Crees que te pican ahorita una inyección?
Espero que no.
Suerte, Rafita.
Gracias.
Sí, sí.
¿Por qué estás llorando?
Emoción, emoción.
De emoción nada más.